Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm talking about the most effective way to eat and to work out in order to burn fat and build muscle. I hope you guys enjoyed my last two videos where I talked about the most effective way to set up your workouts and also how long realistically it's gonna take for you to undo the damage you did after taking time off, maybe overeating, undertraining. So you took a bunch of time off and now you're ready to get back on track. So you're thinking, I need to be strict with my food. And often I think this is where most people miss the boat. It is super important that you focus on building muscle, keeping the muscle you have in order to get that toned look, which is really just burning body fat percentage and keeping that muscle underneath there or building it up even more. So in order to do that, you cannot just cut a bunch of calories and go on the cabbage soup diet because you're gonna burn off muscle, and at the end of the day, you're gonna become a smaller version of what you are now, keeping all the same problem areas and not getting any tighter, just lowering your metabolism, and it's not gonna be maintainable. So in this video, I'm going over how to set up your daily nutrition and how to set up the most effective workout so you can get more bang for your buck every time you go into the gym. So setting up your nutrition, I'm gonna go over two ways of doing it. First way is the approach that I suggest for most people. It's an easier approach to start right now. There's no over counting, no tracking. It's just balancing out every single meal and snack to make sure you're hitting a balanced amount of macronutrients in order to build muscle, burn fat. If you're already into weightlifting, most of us know how important protein is. But it's really the combination of protein and carbohydrates is gonna help you get the most results from your workouts. And the less processed a food is, the more nutrients you're gonna get, the more vitamins, so the healthier you're gonna become, the more satisfied you'll be, because the more processed something is, the easier it is to overeat on because usually it's stripped of its fiber. So first things first is I would suggest eating 5 to 6 times a day. So that's 3 meals with an option of either 2 snacks or 3 snacks. No, you don't have to do this long term. No, not everybody will love this way of eating, but if you haven't been on track, this is the best and fastest way to get you back there because you're gonna be constantly fueling your body with good food, with good quality protein, with good carbohydrates. So your muscles are gonna be happy, they're gonna be recovering faster, your energy is gonna stay up, and it's a lot easier to make good choices when you're eating consistently versus letting yourself go so hungry that it's really hard to make a good decision. For your meals, it's really simple. You get a small plate of food and you balance out your meals with a third of the plate is veggies, a third is complex carbohydrates, and the other third is protein. If you have a bigger appetite, and that sounds horrible, then you get a bigger plate, like a dinner plate, and instead you divide half of the plate for your veggies and 1/4 for protein, 1/4 for complex carbs. And it's very simple to kind of eyeball your plate every meal to make sure that you're hitting that target. Snacks are there to make sure that you don't get too hungry. And your snack should be focused around protein and either vegetables or fruit or even a healthy fat option. If you can get results by just making those changes and without having to track everything, that is the way to go because it's so maintainable long term. That is how I eat. Some of my favorite snacks are protein shakes with fruit in them. What I see a lot of people do when they are getting back into their workouts and trying to get on top of nutrition is they start cutting carbs. Now they're working out way harder and most of their meals have no carbs. So what happens within a couple of days is their energy plummets. I like to picture an athlete going into train. If they're underfed, you're not gonna get what you need out of them. It's the same thing for our bodies. We're trying to go build muscle, break down those muscle fibers, push ourselves with cardio. So we need to make sure we're fueling our bodies correctly. So on top of good nutrition, it's important you're training hard in the gym. And my favorite way and the most effective way that I get into shape, I get my clients into shape is when you do combo styles of training. So putting multiple moves together. So you're getting more bang for your buck every time you're going to the gym. So there's less rest time. I really suggest circuit style of training and the complexes right now, especially since you have to, wipe everything down before you move on. So using one piece of equipment and coming up with a full body workout with that piece of equipment. So big muscle groups like your legs, your back, your chest, your core, when you push those big muscle groups with heavy enough load, not only will it help you build muscle all over, boosting your metabolism, but it also burns more calories while you're there. That post-workout afterburn is real. Your body will continue burning calories to rebuild all over versus if you're just doing like an arm day. That is the way most people get the best results. So let's go to my workout that I did today, where I hit every single muscle in my body.
So if you're trying to build muscle and burn fat at the same time, the term is body recomposition, which is when you're trying to change your body's ratio of fat to muscle. So we're trying to build a little bit of muscle, burn a little bit of fat. In order to do that, we need to make sure we're eating a good amount of protein and carbs. And the more specific you can get, the better. I'd suggest using a free app like MyFitnessPal. Then once you have the app downloaded, you can enter in your own numbers. I actually used to do this, and instead of focusing on the calories I needed to hit every day, I focused on the macronutrients. So macronutrients are nutrients that are required in large amounts. So we require 3 main macronutrients, and they are protein, carbs, and fats. You may want to start by tracking so you can educate yourself on the types of foods you're eating. It's important to have a balance of each because each really helps us build muscle, recover, have energy, balance our hormones. They all have different uses. We're going to start with protein because protein is definitely the building blocks of building muscle. I recommend everyone eat about 0.8 to 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. So for me, since let's say I'm 150 pounds, so it's really simple math here. If you feel like you need more, you can increase that by 0.2, or if that just seems crazy to you, you go down to 0.8. But it is important that you're ingesting more protein than you were before. So for me, I like dividing it over 6 different meals a day, but anywhere from 4 to 6 meals a day. So if I were to have 6 meals a day, I would need to eat 25 grams of protein per meal or snack. So now that I know that I'm ingesting 150 grams of protein daily, I want to figure out how many grams of carbs that I should eat every day. I usually recommend going under 3 categories. Whether you consider yourself lightly active, so 2 to 3 workouts per week, you would times that number by 0.75 grams of carbs per pound. Moderately active would be about 3 to 4 workouts per week, would be 1 gram of carb per 1 pound of body weight. If you are very active, I would recommend 1.25 grams of carbs per pound of body weight. So that would be about 4 to 6 workouts a week. And I mean these like tough workouts. So if you're extremely active, you could definitely add 1.5 grams of carbs, but here we're talking more about elite athletes doing multiple workouts a day, most days of the week. So for me, since I'm 150 pounds and I'm very active, I want to times my weight by 1.25, which comes out to 187.5 grams of carbs daily. So that comes out to 31.25 grams of carbs per meal if I eat 6 meals per day. Most people, I would suggest about 50 grams to 100 grams of fat. I'm currently aiming for about middle ground, which is 75 grams of fat. So for every meal, if I'm eating 6 times a day, I want to have 12.5 grams of fat per meal. So my goals would be 150 grams of protein per day, 187.5 grams of carbs per day, and 75 grams of fat per day. So I would be consuming about 600 calories from protein, 750 calories from carbs, and 675 calories from fat, which equals 2,025 calories per day. When you do track for some time, you'll get better at estimating how much is enough protein, how much is enough carbs, so you don't need to track forever.
I'm a big believer in switching out your nutrition. So don't only eat the same protein and don't only eat the same carbohydrate. Get variety. Get variety in vegetables, in your protein sources. Try fish, try chicken, beef, whatever you like. You can do vegetarian options. Variety is key in order for you to stick with it long term. Anyway, I hope you guys like this workout, and I'm excited to keep helping you guys get more out of your workouts. If you want to see more specific things that I eat, like actual recipes, let me know and I'll do that in the next video for you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!